Good morning. This is Deborah Stoltz with Soul Body Nourishment, where nourishment is healing power. And it's my mission to share healthy, nourishing recipes that give you energy and nourishment and vitality so that you are healthy and vibrant and are able to go about your day accomplishing your soul's desires. So today I would like to share with you one of my recipes I created while I lived over in Rotterdam. I call it Quinoa Pilaf. It's vegan, vegetarian, gluten-free, and dairy-free. And the way it came about is that over in Europe, the vegetables don't have as many preservatives and additives to them. And so I found that things were spoiling a lot faster. And so I created this dish as a way of cleaning out the leftovers in the fridge before they spoiled, because I don't like to waste anything. I know it costs money to buy organic, quality, nourishing foods, and it's my goal to use all of it without waste. So let's go ahead and get started. The first thing we're doing is we're measuring 1 cup of quinoa to 2 cups of vegetable broth, and we want to go ahead and bring that to a boil and let it simmer for about 15 minutes until the quinoa is tender. So I'm going to go ahead and do that now. So I'm just adding a cup of quinoa to 2 cups of the vegetable broth. And going ahead and putting the heat on that. I'm just stirring it, making sure that the quinoa gets submerged in the broth. And I'm adjusting it down to middle heat. And I'm putting a lid on that so that it can hold the steam in and boil faster. Okay, now with the vegetables, I like my vegetables chopped very small to complement the size of the quinoa. So I use what's called a Vidalia Chop Wizard, and it comes with 2 different blades. And for this dish, I like the small blade. So as you can see, it chops the vegetables very small. It took me probably about 25 minutes to do all of the rinsing and cutting and chopping preparation before I started this video so that I could save some time. And I want to show you that we have here some red and green bell pepper, and I have some zucchini, and I have celery and onion and carrots. And I also have some gold beets. Now, this is my first time adding gold beets to this recipe. Like I say, it's cleaning out the vegetables in the fridge. It's also the first time adding the green bell pepper. Just depends on what I have in the fridge. I usually add a bit more carrot, but I only had 1 left, and this is what I ended up with. So now I've decided to add some beets just to change it up. And there's no right or wrong. Recipes are a guideline. And so at the moment now, just to show you how to use the chopper, I've left mushrooms as the last vegetable to chop. These are organic sliced baby bella mushrooms, and I'm just going to start putting them here on the blade, and we're going to go ahead and chop. Let's make a bit of a noise, as you can hear, so I didn't want to take up time and noise showing you about this recipe while I was doing this. But we're chopping till we get about 3/4 of a cup. Another great thing with this tool is it has the measurements here on the side, so you're able to see how much you're chopping as you go along. So just to let you know, at the moment, I think I usually do about 1/2 to 3/4 of each of the vegetables, but you know, it really just depends on how much vegetables versus quinoa and what you like or don't like as to what you would want to have more or less of. It's up to you. And this is where you can get creative in what you're doing. So now I'm finished with that. I'm going to turn the heat on to this pan. I've added probably about 1 to 2 tablespoons of grapeseed oil. The reason I'm using grapeseed oil is because we're going to do this on a decent medium to medium high heat, and so the grapeseed oil is an oil we can cook with high heat. Olive oil can only be used with low heat. So I'm just cleaning the blade. And I can just take the parts apart. And now I'm going to add all the vegetables to my oil here, and I'm going to just start cooking this up. So I've added the mushrooms, the bell peppers, the golden beets. Kind of like eating the rainbow. We have white, brown, green, orange, red, and yellow. I'm just continuing to add now the onion. Now I'm adding the zucchini. And I'm adding, whoops, it's stuck, the carrot. And I'm adding the celery. And I'm also adding what I think is my secret ingredient, which is coriander, ground coriander. And I just sprinkle some in, but let me see if I can measure up and tell you. Because I have so many vegetables here, I'm doing 1.5 tablespoons. And now I'm just going to stir this up and mix it. You can also add garlic. And what we're going to do now is allow these vegetables to simmer until they're tender. And we're going to allow the quinoa to cook until it's tender, and allowing the broth to absorb. And then we're just mixing the two together, and it's ready to eat. The most time-consuming part is chopping the vegetables the way you would like to have them chopped. And I choose to do them small. Just to show you, this is our beautiful medley of vegetables chopped very finely. And that's it. So I'm not going to continue holding on. I'm allowing these to cook. It'll take probably about 10 more minutes for the quinoa to be tender and the liquid absorbed, as well as the vegetables to be tender. And then I just mix them together and serve it. So it's that simple for eating healthy. And I hope you'll give it a try. And thank you so much for allowing me to serve in this way, because I am so passionate about food as being medicine, and we're able to heal ourselves from the inside out. I host a monthly lunch and learn here at the house on the 3rd Friday of the month, except for the month of December. We'll have it on the 2nd Friday. Each month we feature different ingredients, as we just finished last week, we focused on almonds and cauliflower. And for November, we will be focusing on winter squashes. So I hope you'll join us. I also have workshops and seminars as well as individual coaching sessions, and I hope to connect with you and see how I can serve you more. So my website is www.soulbodynourishment.com if you want to connect, and thank you so much. I'm so grateful. Ciao, take care.